Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel. It is Chelsea versus Dortmund tomorrow in the Champions League. This is knockout football, the biggest game of Chelsea's season, the biggest match so far in the Todd Boehly era, and the biggest game of Graham Potter's managerial career. It does not get bigger than this, and Chelsea's season, and whether or not there's any point to it, is all hinged on the outcome of this football match. Chelsea win and knock out Dortmund, and we can start praising Potter. Even if we don't play well, if we somehow knock them out tomorrow, then Chelsea's season all of a sudden looks as though there is a glimmer, there is a fire, there is something to fight for. If you think we can do it, hit the like button on this video. Check out the GBFC Patreon link down below and subscribe to this YouTube channel as we're on the way to 250,000 Chelsea fans, which is absolutely nuts. We're getting closer and closer. This game is, I'm so excited for it, but at the same time, we've got to be realistic with what we saw at the weekend going into this kind of game. It doesn't look likely that from everything we've seen up until this point, it doesn't look as though Chelsea are going to have enough to score more goals than Dortmund, and we need to score more than one. We lost 1-0 in the first leg, a goal which could have been avoided if we had some better planning on how we defend counter-attacks when we've got our own flipping corner. First of all, you put a better ball into the box. Second of all, you don't leave Enzo Fernandez as the only man in front of Kepa Arrizabalaga with someone like Karim Adeyemi running at you. Dortmund, I don't believe, have Adeyemi available for this game, and I also think they've not got their goalkeeper, who saved plenty of Chelsea shots in that first leg. Not 100% sure on that. I do need to confirm it. But if Dortmund do not have their first choice keeper, then Chelsea need to make the most of what I hope is going to be an electrifying Stamford Bridge atmosphere. Chelsea fans, if you are going to this game tomorrow against Dortmund, I wish I was, but I'm not. I'm across the other side of the world. This is the last chance to give us something to fight for this season. So if you're at Stamford Bridge, whether you are there on holiday and you've managed to be lucky enough to get a Champions League knockout round ticket, or if you go every single week, please make some noise. Please sing. Please back the players. Please back Graham Potter. Back everybody inside Stamford Bridge. Because if Chelsea win tomorrow night and we knock out Dortmund, this season in the Champions League, I don't really think there is one team. Real Madrid have obviously looked amazing. Napoli very good too. I don't think there's any reason why Chelsea can't go ahead and just do something incredible again. I know that based off of the way we've been playing recently, it does seem incredibly foolish to even give us a chance of winning tomorrow night. But at the same time, when you look at the way Chelsea have done it in the past, the odds are always against us and we somehow pull something out of the bag. We get the rabbit out of the flipping hat. And you've got to be in it to win it. I know it sounds silly, but Chelsea have got to at least get into the quarterfinals, and then maybe we have a reunion against Benfica for Enzo Fernandez, a winnable tie, you get to the semis. You know how this one goes. I got no confidence that Chelsea can win the Champions League based off of the way we're playing, and I've said I don't know if Potter's a good enough manager, but what Graham Potter needs to do is play a few videos in the dressing room, play a few videos today on the training ground, show some of these Chelsea players, get the likes of Mason Mount to talk to his teammates and explain to them what it means to not only be Chelsea but to win the Champions League for this football club. We need to go out there against Dortmund and realise that this is do or die. If Chelsea don't manage to beat Dortmund and go through, after what I saw in that first leg, even playing the way we've been playing, Chelsea are good enough to beat this team. And if we don't do it, we've given away our only hope to make this season worth something. When we see Liverpool beating United last night 7-0, top four is absolutely, unquestionably out of the window. Chelsea have got to be in the Champions League and win it to even, well, to even speak of Champions League football next season does seem like the most far away thing possible, because Liverpool, that is the result for them. I think Liverpool will finish ahead of Spurs now. They'll get top four, and the gap between Chelsea and everyone else is just far too big. And I've not seen enough to say that we can be consistent. But this game against Dortmund is everything. So without any further ado, I'm going to build my Chelsea starting 11 that I think can do it. I've got to have optimism for this game. If I don't get excited about this one and be optimistic, then there's no point in me doing any videos between now and the end of the season. So get psyched, get buzzed, and I'm sticking with a back three. Even if it wasn't scintillating, blistering, breathtaking football that got us 3 points against Leeds, it is just funny how we go to a back three and then we win again and we look solid at the back. Chelsea under Graham Potter have had more success, more goals scored, which we've got to do tonight or tomorrow night, with a three at the back system. So I've gone with Kepa as the goalkeeper. He's in great form at the moment. He's having a good season. And the back three, considering we have not got Badiashile, Trevor Chalobah comes in right centre-back. I've got Wesley Fofana and Koulibaly, who were both fantastic against Leeds United. It was between Cucurella coming in at left centre-back, which we might see, but he's just having such a poor season, and Trev. I've said it before in the preview for the game against Leeds. I don't know what it is that Trevor Chalobah's done so that he's not started a game for over a month with Graham Potter as the manager, but we have seen Trevor Chalobah turn up in big games before, and I think he's got the ability, when playing in a back three, to do a good enough job. And I think it's important here that Chelsea don't change what worked for us at the weekend. A back four hasn't been working. We don't score goals. We need to score goals. And with a back three, it frees up the wing backs. It gives Reece James on the right, Ben Chilwell on the left, the opportunity to get forward with the protection of having an extra man protecting the goalkeeper. So that's my back three. Reece James, didn't see him in the game against Leeds, but I hope he's back and ready for this game. Ben Chilwell, who seems to be slowly ticking over again. And then in the midfield, I have kept it Kovacic and Enzo Fernandez. I think Ruben didn't do a bad job in the right wing-back position against Leeds. It wasn't an amazing performance, but again, it's kind of, he does what he needs to do. I think we're past the point now where Ruben Loftus-Cheek is a game changer for Chelsea. I don't think he's that player, and I don't even think Potter or Tuchel or any manager would see him as that guy. But Kovacic in the middle frees up Enzo Fernandez. What Chelsea need to do here in this game against Dortmund is ignore the fact that we've not been able to score for so long. What we need to do is create the highest possible probability and possibility to be able to score goals. Now, if Enzo Fernandez is in that midfield and is forced to play alongside a player who cannot hold in front of the defence the way that Kovacic can and protect that back line, then we lose that creative ability of Enzo Fernandez. What did we see in the game from Enzo against Leeds? The most passes into the final third, the most long balls attempted. Enzo was trying to make things happen, and Chelsea need him to do it again in this game against Borussia Dortmund. What we saw in the first leg, Chelsea created enough chances in this game. João Felix could have had 2 goals, and then we're talking about a totally different mood. I think when we lose that first leg to Dortmund, it just coincided and just accumulated on top of all of the bad energy around the club. You get a 1-1 draw in that game, which we were so close to doing at least. Things start to look a bit different. There's a bit more confidence against Southampton. Maybe it's not a defeat. Then we've beaten Leeds. So we have got to build on not only the positives of the performance in the away game, but we've also got to build on that win at the weekend, even if it didn't take our breaths away, and even if we struggled to see the game out. We did it. We kept the clean sheet. We move into a front three, and I've gone with Raheem Sterling. I think Sterling and Reece James, there's something there. We saw it towards the end of Tuchel's era. It was like a 4-2-2-2. Sterling cutting inside, Reece James overlapping. That worked. I want to see Sterling and Reece James link up again. João Felix I've got through the middle, and I've got Mykhailo Mudryk on the left. And I think with Mudryk, I doubt he's going to start because he's not been playing Premier League games. And I think it's been about match fitness and maybe being a bit too raw. And Graham Potter thinking he's a bit risky. But I think Chelsea need to be risky. We need a player tomorrow night to get the fans off their seats. Stamford Bridge needs to be absolutely rocking. It needs to be a melting pot of positivity. And I think Mykhailo Mudryk, even if he looks a little bit shaky and a little bit raw, poor decisions here and not that much impact there, he is the player, in my opinion, that can change the whole energy of this tie for Chelsea. Start Mudryk and watch him try and make things happen. And all it takes right now is a bit of luck. And you could argue that despite all of the poor performances, all of the bad results, Chelsea got that bit of luck with the win against Leeds. Now, it doesn't make any sense for Graham Potter to just go from freezing Mudryk out at the starting 11 to starting him in the game that means everything for the season. But I think it's necessary. I really do. Kai Havertz, how many times do we need to see that Kai Havertz playing through the middle up front for Chelsea is the least functional thing I've ever seen from a Chelsea forward? When he drops deeper, he's better. Let him come on and affect the game in a different way then. Let's go with the shape that we know gives us the best chance, and that is the 3-4-3. Let Kai Havertz come off the bench if it's not working out with João Felix. If Mudryk's having a poor game, let Felix go over to the left, put Havertz through the middle if you must. But for a match where Chelsea need to win, I can't justify in my preview putting a man up front who doesn't ever score and can't score a single one-on-one. So Chelsea got to score goals. Let's just give ourselves the best chance of creating the most opportunities, getting the ball in the box and getting attacking flair, creative players in and around the ball in the final third. So, are Chelsea going to win this game? I do think we will. I've just got a feeling Stamford Bridge tomorrow night is hanging everything that this season has on this night. And I think we win 2-1. There's obviously no away goals anymore. So a 2-1 win in 90 minutes takes the game to extra time. And for some reason, I think Kepa does this for us on penalties. I really do. And, you know, it's one of those where I'm not going to put a bet on it because I'll be disappointed if we go out and I've lost my money as well as everything else. But honestly, the whole season hangs on this game. If we win, we're in a quarter-final draw for the Champions League. And who knows what Chelsea can do. We've seen it before against all the odds. Lose it. And it's curtains. The season is done. There's nothing to play for. There's no competitions left to win. And I think depending on the nature of the performance, it would say a lot about Graham Potter's future. I've tried to keep everything in this video today about the positivity towards the game. But if Chelsea put in a lackluster, feeble display and go out, Potter's got to go. Simple as that. We need to not just write the rest of the season off. We need to let whoever the right man's going to be come in and try and work with these players between now and the end of the season. We can not afford to lose this game. Come on, Chelsea. I'm going to say we win on penalties and Kepa is the hero. It's just what I think is going to happen. Let me know your score predictions in the comments down below. Let me know your Chelsea 11s. And can we do it? Like, is it possible? I can't wait for this game. This is massive. Come on, you Blues.